of different countries. And this perfection of wisdom will, after the passing away of the Tathagata, appear in the south. From there it will move to the east, and from there to the north. In each of these directions monks and nuns, laymen and laywomen will copy out this deep perfection of wisdom, take it up, bear it in mind, recite and study it, and attend to it wisely. As a result of this wholesome route they will not go to the great distress of some wretched destiny. Having succeeded in experiencing life among gods or men, they are elevated by the 6 perfections. They honor, revere, and worship the Buddhas and Lords, and gradually they will go forth by one of the 3 vehicles. The disciple vehicle, the Pratyeka-Buddha-vehicle, or the Great Vehicle. Therein this deep perfection of wisdom does the work of a Buddha. And why? For when the Dharma Vinaya is like freshly made cream, the good Dharma does not disappear. I bring to mind those sons and daughters of good family who will copy out this deep perfection of wisdom, to progress to its thusness. And also those sons and daughters of good family who copy out this deep perfection of wisdom. Honor, revere, and worship it, they also as a result of this wholesome route will not go to the great distress of some wretched destiny. Having succeeded in experiencing life among gods and men, they are elevated by the 6 perfections. They honor, revere, and worship the Buddhas and Lords, and gradually go forth by one of the 3 vehicles, the disciple vehicle, the Pratyeka-Buddha-vehicle, or the Great Vehicle. For they are seen by the Tathagata with his Buddha eye, they are praised by the Tathagata. And the Buddhas and Lords who abide in all the world systems which extend in all the 10 directions all around. Also those tathagatas see those sons and daughters of good family with their Buddha eye, praise, and extol them. Sariputra. Will then this deep perfection of wisdom in the last time, in the last period, be widespread in the northern direction? The Lord. Yes, it will. In the last time, in the last period, there will be sons and daughters of good family who will hear this deep perfection of wisdom. Will copy it out, take it up, bear it in mind, recite and study it, wisely attend to it, and progress to its thusness. And they will have set out for a long time in the vehicle, will have honored many Buddhas, will have planted wholesome roots under the Tathagatas. Sariputra. How many of these sons and daughters of good family will there be? The Lord. In the last time, in the last period, at the extinction of the Dharma, there will be in the north many sons and daughters of good family, who belong to the bodhisattva-vehicle, but there will be few who, having heard this deep perfection of wisdom, will believe. Who, having believed, will read, write, take it up, bear it in mind, study, recite, expound, and preach it, attend wisely to it, develop it by meditation and progress to it thusness. All dharmas without outflows and perfected. And they, having heard this deep perfection of wisdom being taught, will not be cowed or despondent, will not tremble, be frightened or terrified. And why? Because these sons and daughters of good family have pursued the Tathagatas, have questioned and counter-questioned them, by resorting to just this deep perfection of wisdom. And why? Because these sons and daughters of good family will become quite full of the perfection of wisdom, of the perfection of meditation, too. Of the 18 kinds of emptiness, too. Of the 18 special Buddha Dharmas. And why? Supported by their wholesome roots they will work the will and ease of many people, with reference to just this utmost, right, and perfect enlightenment. One becomes a person who can communicate the doctrine. And why? Because I, Sariputra, have preached to them sermons connected with the knowledge of all modes. Those also who in a past period have been Tathagatas, they also have for those sons and daughters of good family preached sermons connected with the knowledge of all modes. Even when they have passed beyond this birth, just these ideas, referring to the utmost, right, and perfect enlightenment, will persist by force of habit. They again will preach to others just these sermons, with reference to the utmost, right, and perfect enlightenment. One cannot be deflected from enlightenment. And again these sons and daughters of good family will be united in harmony in the utmost, right, and perfect enlightenment. But Mara, or the deities of Mara's host, will not be able to deflect such a one from the utmost, right, and perfect enlightenment. how much less can he be deflected by other evil wishes or habitual ideas? That is not possible. Genesis of an uncommon store of merit. And again, those sons and daughters of good family who belong to the bodhisattva-vehicle will, having heard this deep perfection of wisdom, acquire an uncommon degree of zest, serene faith and elation, and they will establish many people in wholesome dharmas. With reference to the utmost, right, and perfect enlightenment, the pledge is genuinely redeemed. And these sons and daughters of good family in my presence when they were face to face with me, have said, "We, O Lord, will establish many hundreds of living beings, yet, many hundreds of thousands of kotis of living beings in wholesome roots, with a view of their winning the supreme enlightenment. We shall hold up perfect enlightenment to them, instigate, encourage, and incite them to win it, and help them to be predicted to irreversibility." And why? For I have rejoiced at the words of these sons and daughters of good family who belong to the bodhisattva-vehicle. And also when I had surveyed their thought with my thought, I certainly rejoiced at those sons and daughters of good family. Those bodhisattvas, coursing towards enlightenment, will establish innumerable beings in the supreme enlightenment, instigate, encourage, and incite them to win it, and help them to be predicted to irreversibility. One receives a sublime reward. And these sons and daughters of good family will have sublime aspirations with regard to forms, sounds, smells, tastes, touchables, and dharmas. They will give sublime gifts and thereby effect sublime wholesome roots. In consequence they will receive a sublime reward, and for the sake of other beings they will continue to acquire one reward after another. One is active for the weal of beings. To those beings they renounce all their belongings, be they inward or outward. Through their wholesome root they will seek rebirth in other Buddha fields where they will come face to face with the tathagatas demonstrating dharma. And when they have heard from them just this perfection of wisdom, they will also in their Buddha field instigate, encourage, and incite innumerable living beings to win the supreme enlightenment. Sariputra. It is wonderful to see the extent to which there is not any dharma which the Tathagata has not fully understood, or the suchness of any dharma, or the conduct of any being. For he has cognized the bodhisattvas, Buddha fields and disciples of the tathagatas of the past, of the future tathagatas, and of the present tathagatas, and of the present tathagatas, of those tathagatas who just now abide in the world systems in all the 10 directions and there demonstrate dharma. One is certain to win perfect wisdom. And there are bodhisattvas who make efforts about these 6 perfections, and who seek and search for them. Among them some will get them and others will not. The Lord. As a rule these 6 perfections will appear to these sons and daughters of good family. And why? Because they have made efforts about them. Sariputra. And will also the very deep sutras connected with the 6 perfections come to them? The Lord. Yes, they will. Sariputra. To which sons and daughters of good family will they come? The Lord. To those who, with intense faith, make efforts about these 6 perfections with utter disregard for their body and life. And why? For it so happens that to those who instigate, encourage, and incite beings to win the supreme enlightenment they 6 perfections will appear after they have passed through this present birth. And proceeding with the 6 perfections as they have been expounded they will not relax their vigor until they purify the Buddha field, mature beings, and know full enlightenment. End chapter 39.